You're listening to DraftKings Network.
Pulling up to Mickey D's just for drinks? Oh yeah, that's me. Nothing extra, just perfection and a straw. Coming in hot for the coldest cups on the block. Because there are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's.
Mix things up with any size lemonade or sweet tea for $1.49. Perfect with our classic fries. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Now's a good time to remember where the story of tequila started. In 1795, the first tequila distillery was opened by the Cuervo family. And 229 years later, Cuervo is still going strong. Family owned from the start, same family, same land. Now's a good time to enjoy Cuervo, the tequila that invented tequila. Go to Cuervo.com to shop tequila or visit a store near you. Cuervo, now's a good time. Trademarks owned by Becle, SAB, the CV. Copyright 2024. Proximo. Jersey City, New Jersey. Please drink responsibly.
This is the Dan Levator Show with the Stugotz podcast.
There were a lot of people just theorizing that the straight white male energy on the vice presidential side of the ticket is going to be extreme. Got to balance this one out, maybe from a swing state or two. See if you can have somebody that lives in one place but works in another.
Well, since you bring that up, I want to get into something that is a little awkward today that has created some tension in the room because Mike was seething. And I don't know, Billy has sort of gotten used to a casual numbness. But Stugotz, I think, was supposed to be here today. I'm not totally sure. At some point last week, he told somebody that he was going to be doing WFAN this week. And so Meadowlark is paying him to work for someone else there while not being here to do his job. He's not on vacation. He's just doing what he could be doing here at WFAN. However, for some reason, it's not today. He's not there today. We could have used him today. We needed him today, and he said he's traveling today. And so I just asked the group here, what is the level of anger towards Stugotz because of responsibilities that are being shirked this week while he works actively for someone else?
I'm numb to him. I don't feel anything when it comes to him anymore, good or bad.
Yeah.
Like the opposite of what I was saying earlier about the election, where I'm good. With Stugotz, it's just like there's no emotion.
But I guess the question I'm asking you, right, because since Whittingham suffered from some of this, of Stugotz trying to find all the crevices, all the places where people can say yes to things, where he could do the move of, hey, Dan said I could do this thing that I didn't say he could do, and then he says, man, Carl said I could do this thing, and it's the thing that nobody said that he can do, and that's how he ends up doing it. But, Billy, when did you find out he wasn't going to be available for God Bless Football?
Last night at 8. Yeah. I was trying to plan out, and I said, I sent a text. I'm like, so are you available? Are you not available? He told me he's available every day after 10 a.m. We'll see. But I don't know that that's necessarily the case because I would imagine, without knowing specifics, that WFAN studios aren't just available around the clock at his whim. So we'll see.
Why wouldn't he plan any of that with you?
Well, because he knows that it wouldn't have gone the way that it went. If he tried to play, I have asked him multiple times for his schedule, and he just tells me he sends it to other people. And I'm like, okay. And I never get it from anyone.
I'm not getting it either. So maybe he's just going to Carl with it. Like I think like a couple months ago, 2 vacations ago,
yes,
I was on an email for a vacation.
We had a vacation schedule for Stugotz that was every day he was supposed to be here up through July 11th. And it is the 22nd, so the last 11 days and the future are unaccounted for.
The person I think who's most upset with him, and I don't know if he cares, but I'll betray him, I don't care, is Taylor. Because Taylor is from New York. He's a big WFAN fan, and Taylor, behind the scenes, does some work for Stugotz, and he helps him out with certain things. Sometimes Stugotz enlists him to do work for Stugotz, then Stugotz doesn't show up after Taylor already did said work for him, anticipating him to be here. But in this particular case, because, again, Taylor's from New York and he's a big WFAN fan, when Taylor actually informed us that Stugotz was going to be on WFAN because he was listening to WFAN where they made that announcement that Stugotz was going to be on.
Like weeks ago, right?
Yeah, but they didn't give dates. So then he asked me when Stugotz going to be on WFAN. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then he's like, well, they announced it on WFAN. I'm like, get back to me if they give you more information on that on WFAN, because I haven't heard a peep on that. Anyway, so Stugotz told him, the next time I go, buddy, just tell me. I'll get you into the studio. You can check out the studio. You can see behind the scenes. You can do XYZ thing. And he's been checking with Stugotz since that announcement was made on WFAN. And what I saw today was, as of last Thursday, he said, hey, do you know the dates yet? And he said, still not sure on the dates, buddy. I'll let you know so you can come. And Taylor was going to pay his own way. He just kind of wanted to go be part of this. And, you know, he's helped Stugotz behind the scenes. He wanted to kind of reap the benefits of doing so and check out WFAN, a place that he's loved growing up. And as of last Thursday, according to the text exchange that I saw, we still didn't have dates set, which seems impossible.
WFAT! Billy, please do me the favor of getting a live active microphone to Taylor in the other room so that I can speak to him about what is happening.
You don't want him to stroll in here? Be a lot less technologically confusing.
You sit right there.
We got
in
an
the middle
open
or
spot.
over there. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, we can do it.
Plus,
that
he'll get
way.
more nervous, I think, if he comes in here.
Yeah,
for
a lot funnier.
Nervous, less talking.
Okay, well, but
I'm right here next to me.
Stugotz has found another, and Billy, I don't know whether you were the original mark. I don't know who was the original mark on Stugotz finding people who can help him, that he can, squeeze every ounce of everything they have out of those people, pay them a moderate amount, promise them more and not give it to them. Taylor was made certain promises here by Stugotz, but I need to rewind some of this. Why is Stugotz not here today if he's not on WFAN today? Why?
Well, he has to go, travel day. He has to go and he has to get good sleep and he has to do prep. You know him. He wants to be prepped, so when he goes on air, he's boom, ready to go.
Okay, Taylor, I'm going to get to you in a second, but Mike, you are just eating shit the entirety of this segment. I see it on your face. You don't want to say what you actually think here. I don't want to mine for content your genuine disgust.
So let's go to Mike.
Should I just go to Taylor to keep you out of this?
Yeah.
Taylor, what did Stugotz promise you? And he's not on FAN today, correct? He won't. What is this? The weird Tuesday through Friday schedule he's doing?
Yeah, he's hosting Tuesday through Friday. He basically told me, buddy, I know how much you love WFAN. When I host there, you're going to be sitting behind the scenes with me.
Oh, EPing. You're going to EP for me, buddy.
Yes.
So his personal EP that he's going to go to co-host a week of New York radio.
And he doesn't tell them about, so they're not expecting.
No, the white guy with the ponytail. What's his name? Does he have to move out of the way? Yeah, is Eddie going to have to move out of the way for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have a text from Stugotz, July 9th. This is me texting him. Do you have a date for WFAN shows? I need to book this flight. I'll know tomorrow. Oh, nothing from that.
Kick the can.
July 15th. Hey, do you have an update? WFAN need a flight. We'll talk tomorrow. We never talk the next day. And then Thursday, my last attempt, because I'm like, I know he's hosting sometime in July. We're running out of dates. Do you know the days of WFAN? Thursday at 4:19. Never responded.
In his defense, that might just be as much about not hanging around you as it is just like his general way of being.
Hold on, though. I'm just kind of...
Because that's how you ignore somebody generally when you don't want to be with them.
I'm just thinking out loud now, and I know that this is a dangerous game. I thought he had to fly last Thursday after the show, so today's not a travel day. He would have seemingly already have been there.
This is what I don't understand about him, because I asked him, I'm like, you should go by the New York offices. They're really nice. They'll be happy to see you there. And also Count the Dings is doing something on Saturday. And they did a monster event that was popular, electric and stuff. And I thought he would have enjoyed being around those people. But he's like, I'm not in New York yet, buddy. And I'm like, but I thought you were going last Thursday to New York. I thought that's why.
I think he was in New York State, but not New York City.
That old thing.
Mike.
Yeah. I mean, I understand what you're doing. He's left us with this one note of Stugotz is the worst. He puts us in a bad situation. It's the only content that we can get out of it. But, this is in light of the recent news and just generally because he hasn't been here in the studio all that often over the summer I actually think the content that he would provide in that studio next to a host that is just coming back from Africa would be better than talking about how he's not here. And he is always trying to find the person that'll get him the yes by evading the people that'll give him no's. He's doing it to his producer on God Bless Football. I feel really bad for Billy. I feel really bad for this show. And we keep rewarding it, so we can't act surprised by it. And all I ask is that we stop doing content around it because it's not very interesting to me because this has been 20 years of this bullshit. And that's what it is. It's bullshit. This is not how a person who cares allegedly about others should behave.
And we get Jeremy instead.
Yeah, I feel bad for the audience because they have to hear my voice
Taylor.
instead.
No, it's not just
Taylor's been fine.
And Taylor. It's not just Jeremy. It's like, look, and then we bring in the reinforcements, and it's Jeremy and Taylor, which is, by the way, he wanted to be a program director at WFAN. All he would do is hire 40 Jeremys and Taylors, pay them nothing, and feed off them for an eternity, like the vampire that he is.
He's going to text me by 2 p.m. asking for Pete Alonso takes.
Hey, it's Mike Ryan, and by now you know how much I love Game Time. It is the greatest app for the secondary ticket marketplace that I've ever come across. I was recently in Chicago, a Major League Baseball mecca, and I found incredible tickets on the Game Time app, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer that it gets to first pitch. With killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, and views from your seat, don't forget their lowest price guarantee, Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets. So, do yourself a favor. Do what I did. Do what I routinely do. Whether it's baseball games or summer concert season where all the big names in music are presently touring, use the Game Time app. Take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DAN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed.
Dan Le Batard.
Sports.
Stugotz.
More sports.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
We outside, man. Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz. You already know we in the building. They sent the kids out to WNBA Live as they should. You dig me? Let's get it. Rookie of the Year, Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark? Who do you got?
I'm giving to Clark.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese.
Of course.
Angel. I gotta go for Reese. She bring that fire.
I got Angel. I love what she's doing on the boards. She's been really dominant this year. A lot of people slept on her, but Angel's my Rookie of the Year.
Angel Reese.
Ooh, Angel Reese, what you say?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, what you say?
Angel Reese.
Oh, a house divided, ladies and gentlemen. It's so hot. The air conditioning is on. I know it's on in here, but it do not feel like it, bro.
The fate of the universe depends on your answer.
Okay, Angel Reese, because angels are better.
I'm going with Angel Reese.
I'm going with Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese.
Caitlin Clark for sure. I mean, you got the triple-double, 19 assists in one game, fastest to 400 points in 200 assists, all kinds of stuff going on.
I'm contractually obligated to say both.
Nice. Rookie of the Year. The controversial question.
I think Angel's going to be a strong contender for it. Yeah.
You heard it here first. If Big Bailey said, you already know it's written.
I'm getting them co-rookies of the year. First of all, to piss everybody off, but they've both been doing their thing, so we can't say one outweigh the other.
Women's basketball grows when everybody wins.
Thank you so much for your time. Since you are fresh as 1,002 drip down, how can I obtain one of these beautiful bucket hats?
You gotta do it legit. You gotta do it legit.
What it be? Hold on. Okay, hold on.
You don't get the show.
You don't get the damn show.
Poppy was right.
Poppy was damn right.
Stugotz was right. Stugotz was right.
Holy bleep, Stugotz was right. We found somebody with a very important message for our very own Mike Ryan. What you got, brother?
Ruiz. Where were Ruiz at? As the King Paul Pierce said, it's not Nevada. You weren't in Tahoe, Nevada. You were in Tahoe, Nevada, all right?
Oh, no, cut the camera. We came, we saw, we asked an important question, but we definitely damn sure conquered, you feel me? Phoenix is showing so much love, brother. Salute the DraftKings, follow the good, follow right damn now. Wherever you are right now, pull out your damn phone. I'ma wait. Now, go to Instagram, type in good follow, and follow a good follow. You dig me? Salute to you. Salute to the love. Dan, thank you. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Dan. God, and you know what? Thank you, Stu. I love you, Stugotz. Back to you, Bob. What it do, y'all? We are live at WNBA All-Star Weekend versus Team USA, man. So much love in the building. All the talented sisters are everywhere in here, you feel me? We finna ask a couple questions. Get some good responses from these talented athletes. Salute to my dog Danny, as always. Let's go. How does the weekend feel to you so far?
I mean, it's been fun. I mean, there's a lot of festivities going on.
You are one of the shining examples for motherhood in the league. What is that like?
It's awesome. I mean, she's the best part of my day. So having her, it just puts everything in perspective. Doesn't matter if I have a good or bad game. She loves me the same.
How is it to play with your life partner? That's so cool to me.
It's good. It also has its challenges.
Alyssa is like the and then so it's like she's I want to say mean. She's a tough one, so we kind of balance each other out.
We had Jackie Young bobblehead night the other night in Vegas. How does it feel to see yourself like being cartoonized and just around the arena seeing that?
Yeah, it was cool. I thought they did a good job on the bobblehead, actually.
I got 2 of them, by the way.
Did you?
What song do you always go to? Like, what's on your playlist?
I listen to country music, so I'm the Luke Combs fast car type of girl.
Who is the best social media follow in the WNBA?
I mean, I think you gotta go with the face of the league, Sid Colson.
Sid Colson. Either me or Sid Colson. Stewie's pretty funny on social media.
I think Angel's pretty entertaining.
How important do you think the addition of Marina Mabry gonna be post break?
I think it's huge for us. Obviously, in the first half of the season, we had some weaknesses.
I mean, barely. Don't do that. Weaknesses. How important has the addition of Tiffany Hayes been to the locker room and the Aces?
It's been huge. Like, I was like, come on out of retirement, come on over to Vegas. So it's been great just seeing her on our team and just the joy that she brings and she plays with every day. Just kind of that spark off the bench for us.
I remember joking with her like, Tiff, like, I don't know why you had a rap before you came here because, man, you're incredible.
How important is it to maintain great mental health?
Oh yeah, you see it. You see it all the time. The social media will drive you crazy if you let it, you know?
Just gotta stay locked in, focus on, what you control and just focus on yourself. Understand what is needed of you, just mentally and making sure that you're at your best at all times.
As individuals, we have to be able to prioritize ourselves and understand when we need to take a step back and what that looks like for us.
For me, I'm just trying to give myself grace and just, continue to lean on God and then also my support system around me.
Taking time to yourself, journaling, I pray a lot.
Mental health is super important and taking care of that comes far before playing a basketball game.
Media day was a success. My ass is on fire because I'm sitting on this hot ass step. My chest is on fire because the sun is burning my chest. I love you all. Good follow. Follow right now. Batard Show. Stugotz. I see you. I love you. We out.
We're going to catch up with JuJu because I really did enjoy everything that he was doing from the WNBA All-Star Game, particularly because it was cool to watch somebody who's emotionally so invested in all of this for many years be a part and feel a part of the energy of, what is an All-Star Game that hasn't mattered like that before because the league has come alive and come of age, and he was there before, and before it was popular, before it was easy, and so it was fun to watch his energy meet their energy, and we'll be talking to him a little bit about that later in the show. But, Roy, I saw that you were wearing a McOverrated T-shirt, and I was surprised to see that had happened. I was hoping that Greg Cody would be able to get in here today, but he says he's very hard at work on his Biden impersonation that he's unveiled now on the Greg Cody Show featuring Greg Cody. He says
he has one too, yes.
He says it's better than your Biden impersonation.
I'd say by not showing up today, he's killing it.
Your Biden impersonation you think is better than your father's Biden impersonation? He sent it to me. He can't be bothered to make it in today, but he did just send in, hey, can you promote this on my podcast? I do a Biden impersonation.
Mine's stronger. My dad just focuses on the word Scranton because apparently he's from Scranton. You got to go back to Scranton. So, my dad just says Scranton
That's
a lot.
all he's got?
But mine's more, wide-ranging, I'd say mine is.
Yours is pretty terrible.
It's getting better, man. I'm tired. Let me go. Let me go lay down for a few months. I'll come back.
Can I come back in October? Check back in October.
Is he Southern?
Come on, man.
Roy, why were you wearing a McOverrated shirt? I was surprised at the statement you were making.
I was not making a statement. I thought it was a very good-looking shirt. It had the Edmonton Oilers logo, but it was spelled out McOverrated. I think it was a nice
I just
shirt,
love
so
the idea of somebody wearing like an offensive shirt and then trying to say, "Oh, I just think it's a good shirt. I don't believe in what it says."
I don't.
You could literally just wear an Edmonton Oilers shirt. It's the same logo. It'll say Oilers instead of something that is, offensive to one of the best hockey players, I'm told, in the NHL. Haven't seen it with my eyes, but whatever.
I'll be wearing another team's shirt, especially after the Stanley Cup final. No,
you took a stand. Like, you co-signed on the McOverrated thing by wearing that shirt. You could play that you didn't all you want, but you did. And in their eyes, they'll see it that way. Like, you unnecessarily shot yourself in the foot. You had no reason to do that.
I just think it's a nice-looking shirt, and I decided to buy it and wear it.
Well, tell that to Ed McDavid, who's over at the Elbow Room, because he's mad at people. Whatever his name is.
His father's name is Ed?
Roy, you've made this seems like a bad judgment that you have made. Where'd you get the shirt? Did you pay for the shirt?
Yes, I paid for it on our website. This is our shirt. So
He cared that much for it that he paid his own money for it.
You
with a discount.
You bought with a discount. Wait a minute. How many other times have you bought show merch because you needed to wear it on your body, but this is the one where you're not making any kind of statement? How many other times do you get? I thought everything you wore from here was free for you.
How many shirts have been this nice though, Dan?
That's a good point. His father's name is Brian.
Oh, okay.
With an I.
Ed McDavid sounded good, though.
With an
I
I.
thought so. Yeah.
Well, Billy, speaking of which, since all right now what we're headed into over the next couple of months of sports is just action. Action in the Olympics. How many different patriotisms
Did you see that LeBron's going to be the flag bearer? Sorry to cut you off. Just exciting news.
One of the flag bearers.
First time.
Oh, wait. How many? Because I just seen the LeBron thing reported.
I just saw a headline where it said he's going to be one of.
Oh.
Well, one of, like, he will, like,
The only basketball player.
Every country has a flag. You're not going to have multiple U.S. flags, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's what they meant. My bad. I thought it'd be a thing like we'll get Ledecky over here and we'll get, you guys can do it together.
I think that's what it should be, because I think being like a flag bearer is a generally overrated experience. Like, yeah, it's a great honor. It's voted on by fellow Olympians, and you're super excited to take all the photos, and that march out to your procession's got to be really cool. And then I imagine the novelty wears off almost immediately, and then you're just dragging this thing around. Tired. I'm walking. The wind is picking up. You ever hold the flag on a windy day? It's tough.
It should be done by someone whose skill set is primarily legs. Because that could wear his arms out.
LeBron James will be one of the 2 U.S. flag bearers. There will be a woman, too. It's going to be announced today. Or Tuesday.
I would imagine, I don't know if I have this right or not, because the Olympics have always been seminal events and broadcasting greatness. It's the top of the food chain. Every streaming services, before it was popular, wanted to have the Olympics because the programming was amazing. You could drape commerce in the flag, and it's a giant for people who don't have cable, who watch on 3 networks. But I would imagine, in the modern age, our world is international enough, connected. You see the world, that some of these ancient, distinguished things from a bygone Olympic time probably not as valuable anymore. Maybe to LeBron at 40 because he's your dad's age. But I don't know if the pageantry of the Olympics international is now something that we're this connected is going to hold for future generations what the Olympics have been for the last 3 generations.
Imagine if I told you there was an Olympic event in which a 40-year-old was competing in. I think you'd be drawn to it. I think lost in all of this is we've grown so accustomed to LeBron's greatness, and that not only is he one of the greatest basketball players ever, he's apparently one of the greatest Olympians ever because of how many Olympics he's competed in. To be considered still among the nation's very best at age 40 is quite impressive.
What would be more impressive, someone competing at 50 or someone competing at 8?
What?
Ooh. Either way, I'm watching. 8.
Soccer's closer to that now.
8 because of the strides.
Like a swimmer, like an 8-year-old swimmer that just crushes.
Soccer's a lot closer to that. Dan, while you were in Africa, you may have missed a couple of soccer things. So I'm just going to put a little bullet points out there because I know you're not the biggest soccer fan. So in the MLS, a 14-year-old made his debut. He's the youngest pro athlete to ever make his debut in a North American league. His name is Cavan Sullivan. All right, he's 14 years old. Like, LeBron made the decision, and then out came Cavan Sullivan. Like, he's that new. But also, while you were gone, and I know this is Philly Union, MLS, we've seen Freddie Adu before. This guy's a little bit younger, but not the craziest thing. Well, how about a 16-year-old with braces being, for my money, the very best player in the Euro competition? He made the first team. Lamine Yamal won a European championship with Spain. First name on the team sheet. He was incredible, bossed the entire tournament. COVID's been around for 25% of his life. Yeah.
Oscar Swan, who is Swedish, has the record for the oldest Olympian to win a gold medal at 64 years and 258 days, and the oldest to ever compete in the Olympics at 72. Wow. He was a shooter for Sweden.
Tell me more about Cavan Sullivan, Jeremy, please.
Cavan Sullivan, if you just want to look at his age, just to realize how young he is playing in MLS, there had already been 3 generations of the iPhone before he was born. He was born the same year as the debut of the Jersey Shore. He was born 2 weeks after Kanye West interrupted Taylor Swift at the VMAs.
After.
He was born after Michael Jackson died. And in his life, he has spent as many years with a black president as a white president.
Look at him checking into the game, though. He carries himself like he's much older. This is a 14-year-old boy.
Oh, wait a minute, though. You say that he carries himself as if he's much older. Yes, because he's been professionalized, but that looks like a child. Like,
really, man? He looks older. He looks older than a kid. Maybe it's because soccer players look younger and younger. Because that dude looks like you could have convinced me that dude is 20.
No, you're shrinking Michael Bradley, and you're just taking a generation.
He does look like Michael Bradley
did. It's a generation of players that look like Michael Bradley, and you're just making them all this kid.
No, he looked like Michael Bradley when Michael Bradley was 20.
That kid, I'm looking at him, he doesn't look like a teenager to me. He looks closer to 12.
But I'm telling you, I could find other soccer players that you put up next to him, and you're going to be like, these guys all look like they're teenagers.
Yeah, they all look young. They're all thinner. But no, he carries himself on the field, and he's already signed with Manchester City. He's essentially being loaned back to his parent club. But if the Euro is any indication, there's always been this trend of getting younger and younger and finding the next great player. And usually we see flashes of promise. We don't necessarily see, like not since Pele, a 16-year-old just come into a major international tournament, which is Euro, probably the second toughest international trophy to win on the men's soccer side. For him to boss Euro and be, for my money, the best player, the most consistent player, starting every match in that tournament, that is wild. That is unprecedented.
John Michael Plum is the American who has participated in the most Olympic Games with 7. His sport, equestrian.
Look, man.
And had it been for 1980, it probably would have been 8.
I was watching yesterday morning. I'm not even going to be ashamed of it. CBS Sunday Morning, and it was old Ted Koppel got in the game and went to interview a 90-year-old decathlete. And I was just, as everything was going on.
Koppel's on CBS Sunday Morning now?
Yeah, well, he was doing like a correspondent hit, yes, and it was lovely. It's like it's where all the dinosaur journalism pieces are going to go die. Mo Rocca was there talking.
Yeah, Mo Rocca's been there for a while. There's Serena Outshall has been on CBS Sunday Morning for a while.
Such a good show, but they are trying to get the 90-year-old demo. And they did a decathlete doing decathlon at 90 years old. And as I watched everything going on with Biden and what a hard job that is, I was just like, good for you. You should be able to compete into your 90s if your bones aren't going to break when you do the pole vault.
I made it a point to watch 60 Minutes last night, wondering if they would do anything on the front end about Biden. And then they just interrupted the show completely for a special news report, which I guess makes sense.
Ian Miller has participated in 10 Olympic Games from Canada. Equestrian also. Actually, you know what? Now I'm going to look up like Lolo, because Lolo did summer and winter.
Billy, I want to figure out how Meadowlark Media, because I
sends me to Paris to cover the games. I think it's too late.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
Oh,
but I'm gonna need your help on. We've never been the show that covers the Olympics well, ever. We've never paid much attention to the Olympics at all.
I don't think this is the year.
We enjoy talking about other things, and we largely ignore the Olympics. But Chris Cody wants to bolster our Olympics coverage, and we were very close to a real international calamity over the weekend, where how do you only win by 1 point? Like, how has the world shrunk so much on basketball that we went in 92 from the dream team to we can't beat anybody for sure?
LeBron saved this country a huge international embarrassment. Granted, it wouldn't have happened in the Olympics, but there's a possibility that it can. These two teams will meet up again. But I did a whole bunch of reading on this South Sudan team to see. I did.
You didn't.
I wanted to learn about them. That was an incredible story, and I got to say, I may be framed as anti-American.
What'd you learn?
I was kind of rooting for South Sudan in that moment. Wow. Not just because it would have been this really cool upset. It would have been maybe a movie, a 30 for 30 in the making.
Un-American.
Traitor.
Literally.
No, guys.
What do you mean no?
Guys, it's not that, because it was a friendly. Wow. You know, if it in the Olympics, I'm going to be rooting for Team USA. And when LeBron made that layup at the cup, I'm still, 40 years old doing that. All right, USA all the way. But there were, in my mind, no bad results. Even a loss would have just kind of, send a message to Team USA. You better wake up. Luol Deng's coming to get you, and that's legit. Luol Deng is an assistant coach on this staff. He's a president of the South Sudan Basketball Federation. Their head coach is Royal Ivy, which may be a name that you can recall from the NBA. They only have 2 players on that roster with NBA experience, and yet we're down in the final seconds to just by 1 and had an opportunity for one of the game's biggest upsets. And granted, what was just a friendly, an exhibition, but that was still a really cool story to see. And when you see like how the Olympic groups break down, you were like, well, Team USA actually has a pretty easy path, but it's not your daddy's Spanish national team on the other side of the bracket.
Put it on the poll, please, JuJu, at Le Batard Show. Is it your daddy's Spanish national team on the other side of the bracket? And also, is Luol Deng coming to get you?
And South Sudan, Team USA, they'll meet up again. So this bracket that I thought was more of a flat track is not so much.
How much reading did you do on South Sudan?
I just shared all of it. Okay. Read about half an article. Wow. And I gave you Royal Ivy, players with NBA experience. There you go. I came and brought it on the South Sudan front.
I'm not questioning your information.
I wanted to be helpful on South Sudan. I thought it was going to be what everybody was talking about on Monday.
Well, it was. If it had been a point difference, Billy, would it be everything that we'd be talking about today? If in a friendly, would we all of a sudden make it an international calamity that is both a reflection of how the game has passed us by and American weakness in general? Because if you lose to South Sudan in a friendly, at the moment, there has been nothing that has been cheapened more in the history of American sports than whatever it is the original American dream team was to get from that to this, because Joel Embiid doesn't know how to play international basketball.
It doesn't happen often where Team USA, with its best roster, loses an embarrassing game in the game of basketball internationally. We know how to talk about when Team USA loses and doesn't do well in the Olympics when we know for sure we're not sending our best team. But you got LeBron, you've got Steph, you've got the best of the best representing this country right now. So I think that would have been an upset that gets talked about, certainly in South Sudan. Like, they become national heroes.
No, it's got to be bigger than that. I won't allow the whole thing
in
to
the
be
entire continent of Africa. I think that's a huge moment. Keep in mind, like, the NBA and FIBA have invested in a basketball league in Africa. It's been going for about 4 years now. You can see it occasionally on NBA TV. I think this is what you're actually seeing the seeds of the NBA's investment in the global game, with South Sudan just falling a point short. They've literally invested with the league. It got some notoriety when J. Cole tried to play in it a couple of years ago, but this is actually a really cool thing. This is actually growing the game, and sometimes it looks like suffering a huge embarrassing loss.
I am going to overreact in the moment without having done any reading on South Sudan and just say that if you beat whatever it is the vestiges of Team USA are in just a friendly, and you've beaten Joel Embiid, who is part of a revolution of American players who are playing for America who don't have to be necessarily from the U.S. as an origin country, I would say, without even knowing the history of Sudan in sports, that it would resonate, beating the USA would resonate like a seismic sports event unlike anything the country has ever seen.
And it would probably demand more investment into that African basketball league.
But they were a point away.
It was
they
a
were
cool
a point
moment.
away. No, but it was a point away.
But they have an opportunity
to
win
do
the game.
You got to win the game. You got to win the game.
Jacqueline Modal from Brazil. 8 Olympics,
Billy,
summer and winter.
how are
1
we gonna
biathlon,
cover-
5
all right,
cross-country
help me.
skiing,
Dan,
cycling, mountain biking.
Dan, you mentioned that we generally don't cover the Olympics, and I'd agree, but I'd also venture to say that there have been reasons for that.
They're boring as hell.
Well, that could be one reason if you feel that way, but the previous Olympics were canceled because of COVID, and then we had a stretch of Olympic Games which were in very difficult time zones for us to follow here on the East Coast. So we have Paris Olympic Games, one of the planet's greatest cities. We have a time zone and coverage, by the way, across the entire NBC Universal universe where you can follow all these things. If you're about fencing, they have Scott Hansen and Andrew Siciliano doing a red zone for the Olympics this year. So I actually think our coverage of it will be the best it's ever been.
Don Le Batard.
You got to know I'm a big Colombo guy. Salute to that boy.
Okay, I don't think that's proof. I don't think that's proof. I think that could be. I think that's a lie. I don't think that's.
He said salute.
I don't think that is evidence. Salute to that boy. It suggests camouflage. It suggests that JuJu has no idea what we're talking about, and now is just Googling it.
Stugotz.
I'm not Googling it. My grandmama stayed in the country. I watched the Braves. I watched Colombo. I watched Matlock. I watched Andy Griffin.
Yeah.
Salute to you, sir. But you go to the penalty box, Dan.
You tell
Dan,
him.
take your ass to the penalty box.
You tell him, JuJu.
Call me a liar.
You tell him, JuJu.
Back to you, Stu.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Perhaps we can make some company announcements about that time that would get people excited about some of the new things we're making as we expand as a network. And I will say to you and the audience that I've really enjoyed what a hustler JuJu Gotti is on getting content that's not easy to get because he really believes in what it is. Like he's not acting. Like he really loves and has pride around everything that's happening around the WNBA, and he's not just adjacent. Like he's part of that world in a way that clearly has a great deal of respect. So JuJu, thank you for representing the company so well over the course of the last week. Did you have an enormous amount of fun?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. One of the most funnest weeks in my entire life. It's such an honor to be around those sisters. Like, they couldn't believe that, like, the facts I spit at them. I don't walk up and be a casual, oh, good to meet you. I walk up with a straight fact. Hey, 2 games ago, I saw this, and the third, and they'd be like, my guy, you dig? So it was a pleasure, and it was an honor to be around those such great athletes.
Well, you connect those someplace here in fandom, I would imagine, just because you've been here since the beginning, right? Like that, there are certain special things around the way that sports tend to ascend for people, but to be there on the ground floor when you see the struggle, when it's really shitty, JuJu, it's like to be able to celebrate at the gala, it almost feels like the most magical thing because none of you can believe you're there.
Right. That's why I don't mind the commentary. Like when people be like, you got a fact wrong, or Stephen A. steps in it, or whoever. I don't mind it, brother, because any attention, like my brother Chris Cody say, any publicity is good publicity when it comes to spreading the word of these magnificent sisters. So I'm with it, bro. I'm about all the way in.
What were the highlights for you? Like, what were some of the things that you enjoyed most about the week?
If I'm not mistaken, they told me to get a top 5 together, put a top 5 together. So
all right, let's do it. All right, hold on a second.
Sir.
Hold on. Do we have music? I was not informed of this. That
music.
I don't know. We got a top 5.
Just a fanfare.
Just something. Give me something.
All
right. OLI.
Yeah, OLI. My bags and my flights were all on time through the grace of the magnificent God I serve. Holy moly.
I was really worried about you, dude. I was really worried about you. It was a bad situation. I'm glad you got lucky.
Oh, wait. So JuJu, so you're talking about a lot of clothes, right? You're talking about a lot. You need you cannot look bad doing that, correct?
Yes, it's because I left last Sunday. So I went to NBA Summer League, and then right after that, I went to the All-Star, and then right after that, I had to go to New York. So, yeah, it was my bad. I never packed that much clothes, and I got the notification from Delta a couple of times and said, hey, you may be FUCK'd, but luckily it did not happen. So thank God. Salute.
It would have been a good piece of content to watch JuJu have to put together an ensemble from like a duty-free shop, though.
No, it would not have.
No,
I promise you
that's
that.
Anxiety.
It would have been the worst.
Yeah, it's a lot of anxiety there. You couldn't have gone, right? If your bags don't get there, you can't show up You can't.
I would have had to go to some kind of Phoenix mall. Hopefully, Amina Hassan would have had something for me in Phoenix.
No. Oh, no.
Just a shirt that says Arizona.
No.
Come on. And some sweatpants that also say Arizona. Come on, that would have been great content.
JuJu, other OLI, or are we on number 5?
We on number 5. Number 5. I met the commissioner, Sarah Spain, for the first time in my entire life at the Flau'jae performance. She was going crazy. Flau'jae was rapping. She had a fantastic show, dog. Like, everybody who was anybody was in that building, and Flau'jae was giving it to us. Spit. Fantastic job by my sister. But I could not believe I met the commish.
Dude, that's incredible. That's kind of like a stat of the day, considering how long both of you have been in our worlds. But I guess things like the pandemic and different companies that got in the way of that. That's great.
Yes, sir. Number 4, along the week, I went to see the Chicago Sky face the Las Vegas Aces. Holy moly. I was invited by a Chicago Sky coach. You know what I mean? I don't want to give his name out. Don't bother my brother. And so I wore my Marina Mabrey jersey. And then 2 seconds later, she got traded. But for that night, I was on top of the world because I was in Vegas doing my favorite thing I can do, be a villain and root for the road team in a sea full of homers. And you already see Peace Up, A-Town Down. Usher was in the building causing a whole bunch of catastrophes. You dig me? and I wanted to make a correction too. Last week I saw y'all on the show. I was like, oh, no. Asia was talking about the referees whenever she was like, y'all ain't did nothing all game, but y'all want to take a picture with Mother effing Usher. And I was looking at y'all video. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, we blew that
I love my
one.
brothers and sisters.
No, that was
you know what I mean?
One. That's a bad mistake.
But
yes.
Accountability. Number 4. Let's see. I got to scroll
Number
up.
3.
Oh, number 3. See, look at there. Number 3, the media day practice. Oh, my God. In the morning, the media day / practice, I got to ask all the questions to all of my sisters that I admire so much. I touched on mental health, as you've seen a little bit earlier. It was such a great energy because they're usually getting come at. And that room was none of that. It was just all vibes and all respect from every party. So, man, salute to everybody involved. I love that.
What number are we on here? 2? We're on number 2. I wanted to, before we get to number 2, real quick, I didn't realize that you and Sarah Spain how long has that been since you've known Sarah Spain without feeling like you've met Sarah Spain?
Right. It's been for a while. Sarah Spain was one of the first people to show me some support. During the pandemic, I was having a lot of depressing thoughts. I didn't want to live at all because the pandemic was the first time that I really sat down and thought about the choices I've made and the decisions that have led me to where I am. While all my friends are going live and they're doing versus battles, I'm looking around like, dang, this person gets to call me the N-word because he doesn't like Mike Ryan. And I was wanting to kill myself. So, I bleep it out, sorry. But I didn't want to live anymore. And Sarah Spain, she bought one of my shirts off of my website and wore it on ESPN, brother. Like,
Why is Roy shaking his head at me? I didn't do anything. I didn't make that happen. I just existed. I'm sorry, JuJu. I'm really sorry, but I didn't. Roy just shook his head at me.
I understand, Mike. This isn't about none of that, though. This is about me and my sister, man. Like, I want to show her so much love, and because, like, that mattered so much to me, and it was just a regular act to her, but that mattered so much to me and gave me life and energy to move forward. And salute to Sarah Spain.
That's beautiful, JuJu. Thank you for sharing that, too. I know that was hard.
Yes, and that was not active. There was no active undermining in the room. It's just Roy getting in the way of things.
I didn't do anything. I just looked behind me.
I got a stray.
Number 2.
It's all good.
Number 1, Dan.
Number 1. What is going on?
No,
wait, number 2.
Number 2. What are you doing?
Oh, my gosh.
Chris, go sit in the penalty box.
I love y'all.
Hold on a second.
But he's hitting the
made
button.
a correction.
He's hitting the button.
2 minutes, asshole.
Dang it. I'm sorry, Chris. We love you. We'll miss you for 2 minutes. Number 2, though. I met Big Albs, and she was with Jason Sudeikis, Caitlin Clark, Sue Bird, Megan Rapinoe, Caitlin Parents. It was a gangster party, man. Big Aubrey, salute, man. I met the queen herself.
Hold on. So Aubrey Plaza, she's having a moment around here for several years. She is wonderfully unusual, correct? She is courtside at a lot of games, and this time injured. Why was she injured? What happened?
Yeah, she injured herself playing a knockout game, the game knockout. Look, sis is an athlete. You already know. You get up in age, you know what I mean? Your body don't respond the same way it used to. So much love. Get well soon, my beautiful, illustrious queen sister. You did me. But yeah, it was a highlight. I got to speak with her for a little while. And like I said, the party was such a star-studded event. Like every party that we went to, Caitlyn just walking around normal. Everybody just walking around normal. Angel walking around normal. Ain't nobody bothering these people because we all respect what it takes to get here. So for them to even show me a little support or salute back and knew who I was a little, bro, I'm like overwhelmed with greatness and just joy in my heart.
Number 1, JuJu.
Brother, Big Al, Alicia Gray. Alicia Gray won the 3-point contest as well as the skills contest. And for an Atlanta Dream supporter, seeing her on that stage and seeing just how humble she was and getting to see her just with that spotlight, bruh, that made my entire weekend. That was the biggest thing. That was bigger than any other thing this year, brother. Like, because Atlanta, we never get a win like that. You did me? So to see her up there and see all the people, look at Ryan, oh my God, and Renee was in the crowd, like the whole family, it was such an honor to be a part of that, just seeing the world show my sister some love. Like, bruh, she never get it, bruh. Salute to Big Al, man. Like, it was, bruh, culminated to that moment. She got $55K for each win. And you know, these sisters need, you know what I mean? They not right where they want to be financially with their contracts or whatever yet. So that's just a big night for Big Al, man. Salute and the Atlanta Dream, man.
JuJu, I do really love how much you care. Check out the videos of JuJu in Phoenix at Batard Show on social. He is feeling these things deeply because it is a cool time to follow everything that he's been following longer than most. Thank you, sir.
Thank y'all.
Hey, it's Mike Ryan, and man, it's a hot one, as Rob Thomas famously said. I know summertime means pool and backyard time. In some parts of the country, it might be too hot for that, so if you're going to be out there, be careful. Hydrate yourself, have some water, and also have a Miller Lite, because Miller Lite makes summertime Miller time. Whether you're grilling over an open flame or out there on a charcoal grill, listen, man, I don't know what the best way it is to actually grill meat. I just know that when I'm doing my grilling, it's a lot better when I have a Miller Lite, because Miller Lite keeps things simple, undebatable quality, and it tastes as great as your barbecue. The original light beer since 1975, and a perfect companion for grill masters or wannabe grill masters all across America. With a Miller Lite in your hand, grilling doesn't just taste great, it tastes like Miller time. To get Miller Lite delivered right to your door, visit MillerLite.com/Dan, or you can find it pretty much anywhere that sells beer. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories per 12 ounces.
At crucial stages, business owners ask themselves, how am I going to do this? It's not about doubt. It's about opportunity with the right financial partner. At Sandy Spring Bank, we work alongside businesses in the DMV. It's the best part of being a community bank. With our Flex Business Checking, loans, and lines of credit, we're the here's how for thousands of area businesses. What's your next financial destination? Sandy Spring Bank. Visit sandyspringbank.com/business. Member FDIC.